Okay, welcome. We are celebrating the full moon, which is not today. However, it's a beautiful time to get ready because we got a lot of energies and we have a lot of portals and we have a lot of juicy stuff coming up. So, hi everybody, Akasha here. I've had a super exciting morning. My air conditioner fell off the roof. Um, big So it's probably toast, even though it was working fine because it was just hanging from all of the tubes. And interesting how the universe works. I had contacted my contractor to come out this morning to look at our beach wall from the hurricane. Um, Actually, it's a new wall, which we now have to build, and some other things, one of which is to check the air conditioners because everything rusts at the beach. So fell, and it was an energy. We heard no noise because it didn't hit the ground. It just went like that and it was hanging. And the cats and I all went, and I said, "What was that? What was that?" It was like a wave of light and energy, but it was dark. It was like this dark. And I literally thought that my cat had knocked over her tower or something big had happened right there. So interesting energy, right? As you're an intuitive, as you're awakening to your energy, you feel everything. You've got to be very careful what's in your house, right? You don't want to use a bunch of cleaning chemicals. You can just use vinegar and water for almost everything. And you don't want to have the vibration of a lot of these things. And you want to realize we have our refrigerator in a closet, okay? So we're extremely EMF aware since Chris's seizure, and it was fascinating to get the meter and to check everything and to see when your computer is plugged in, it is about 1,000 times more strong EMFs coming out of it. I can touch it and feel the vibration on my fingertips. So do your best to plug your phone in and plug your computer in when you're not touching it, and don't have it plugged in when you're using it. That's ideal. Okay. So these kinds of things. Anyway, Chris just was like, what happened? I don't know what happened. It was almost like a blackout, but the power was still working and there was no sound. And I was standing next to my kitten, Ishelle, looking out the window at her mother downstairs outside. And the three of us went, my cat downstairs went like that, like an earthquake happens, like, she splayed her legs. My kitten I was sitting next to, Ishelle, looking out the window, she hunkered down like this, like, whoa, like something physical had come through. It was seriously profound. So you can look at these all kinds of ways. I was like, oh, great, it's my birthday on Friday and I'm going away tomorrow. And wow, this is a big thing. And I just paid 3 months ago all this money for it to be maintained and filled and, all this kind of stuff. When you live in the tropics, you have to have air conditioning. When you're with Chris, you have to have air conditioning. So anyway, it's not to me like, oh no, it's bad, it's terrible, poor me. It's always, I look beyond it to say, well, that's interesting, energetically, what is this saying to me? Well, Saturn was telling me to get these things maintained, and I've been dragging my feet for about 2 months, calling my contractor because we had many things to fix after the hurricane. So I've been doing pieces of it, buy new lights for that, do this. And so I was like, he's the big contractor. He's the one that did everything for us, the pool and everything. So I just adore him. And so I actually had him scheduled to come this morning. So I find it so fascinating. Literally about 30 minutes before he was to arrive, this happened. So I went out, and it's very heavy, and it's hanging by these wires and tubes and freon tubes and everything. So I sent him a picture and he said, don't worry about it. So he was here for several hours and drained out all the freon and got it disconnected and set on the ground and set aside. But, it fell and was hanging by all the tubes. So he talked to several air conditioning people. It's probably not savable. So all these things And I'm sharing this because the energy of it is fascinating to me. I'm an energy girl, right? Everything is energy, everything is thought, everything is intention, and I'm the I am of my life. That means whatever happens in my life, I've created it, I've attracted it. It's showed up that way because of who I am being or who I had been being, what I believe about myself, what I believe about the world. And this is why everything I do with you, all the new classes, everything I've been doing is to constantly bring you out of stress, out of everybody else's reality, out of drama, out of all that shit out there that's a story. It's a game, it's a movie, and everything you know is within it, but get out of the matrix and get your mind back and reclaim your energy and start to feel these things and understand, not like, what did I do wrong? That's a stupid question. That's a question we were taught to ask because we were judging. We were taught to judge. There isn't anything I did wrong because I'm divine. I have been being a certain person. I've been thinking and believing certain things. Especially what I believe of me, my concept of myself. So in the Wishes Fulfilled workshop we did, which you can get, the weekly coming up soon, where we're going to manifest a goal. This is what we're learning is divine laws shrunken in to real time. How do I handle this situation? It seems like just a day, whatever, right? And it's something that happened. It could get you down. It could make you worried. You could get stressed about money or what to do or why did it happen to me or what does it mean and all these things. I don't want you to get any of those questions inside of you from a negative perspective. Step back into being the divine. You're divine. Okay, I didn't do anything wrong. I just had that experience, right? Yes, I could look at it right now and say, would have been better to call a few months earlier because I can see the rusting metal things and we've painted them over about every 8 months for 3 years and so on and so on. So the logistics of it is, okay, that's good to think about. The second thing is I always believe something better. It's 11:11 over here, everybody. Woo, that's pretty fun because it's 12:11 and it's 11:11 and so in a moment it'll be 11:12 and then we'll be inside of a parentheses of fabulousness. So I always believe something better births out of a breakdown, out of a shedding, out of a birthing, out of a seed popping out and leaving the shell behind, right? Out of you or me changing who we're being, who we were, who we are, what we believe, what we're attracting, and therefore then our world. You cannot change other people. You cannot change the world by going to them and telling them what to do, or by going to something and pushing it up a hill. Physical doesn't change physical. Now, you speak up if someone is, behaving in a way that's not appropriate for you. You can speak up. You can say something. I'm not saying don't do that. I am saying come back into your center and realize everything's a reflection of who you are. So the energy part of it is really interesting as well. How the cats and I felt, and I'm a Jaguar medicine woman, I'm a cat energy. I've been an energy person for so long, and shamanic work and all that makes you extremely aware. I don't want to say sensitive, aware of energies. And you do the work the way I teach the work in your light body, activating your light body, growing your senses so your kundalini can awaken, your capacity can grow for you to handle more and more. And it's happening. So the sooner you get some training, the sooner you spend some time with yourself, the sooner you start speaking to these energies and trusting your intuition, right? The sooner you're living your life actively and consciously within it, not jumping outside of it. Oh no, why did this happen? And what is this person doing? Staying in your place because it's all flowing along divine wisdom as much as you can feel. Love is opening doors all along your path, and they're beneficial, loving, beautiful, harmonious doors. However, you can't see them. You see the doors that match your state of consciousness. You see the doors, the opportunities, the peoples, the messages, the synchronicities, the thoughts, the desires. However, communication is going on, okay? Everything has a voice, everything is talking, everything is conscious, you're communicating all the time, higher self, chakras, gods, goddesses, this dog, that tree, this elemental, the sun, the herbs, the tea, the cacao. I mean, everything, okay, is conscious. It's full of its own personality and medicine. So you become a universal citizen, a cosmic citizen, when you start saying, ooh, I got to get inside of me, decide how I relate, listen to the communication, develop my communication. So I'm going to be pondering and feeling that energy, because it was such a profound energy. I can feel it right here, like it went through my brain. And one aspect of the story is the maintenance was delayed too long and it fell off the roof. One story, one perspective, energetic. This is how you can look at things, okay? Everything is not one thing. And if one person says to you, oh, you did that, just be like, thank you for your input. And then go inside and start looking at the layers of what does it mean mentally, emotionally, financially, for you in relationship? What did it trigger for you? All kinds of layers that are personal to you. This is why you want to step back into your magic, because magic is that natural state of trusting yourself, trusting everything you need is right here. The doors are opening. I want to raise my awareness so I see the doors of joy and infinite wealth and all blah, blah, and not the joys of fear or pain or victimhood or something, right? So now, why am I holding my hand? Oh, this is just so interesting. So that energy coming through gives me an opportunity. Well, the next story is spiritually, energetically, emotionally, light body healing wise, ascension wise. That's my number one thing. Okay, what does this thing that just happened mean in my life? What is the message? And don't go into what's the message automatically being like, oh, I'm sorry. What did I do wrong? I didn't do it right. Get rid of that guilt girl. Okay. Oh my gosh. I couldn't believe it. I was somewhere. I think it was when I was, sorry about that. I think it was when I was in Glastonbury. I was somewhere recently that I was going up and down the stairs in a building and up and down the street. Must have been Glastonbury. And I kept hearing people say, I'm sorry for themselves. They'd just be coming down the stairs or coming through a door. They weren't in anybody's way. And they'd be like, oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, would you like this? Yes. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I literally said in a staircase one, everybody stop saying you're sorry for yourself, please. And I didn't know any of them. So please stop saying you're sorry for yourself. Oh my Lord. These are habits that are creating a life that you constantly think you have to say you're sorry for yourself. You don't. And stop being sorry. Stop being the self that is sorry. Wow, this is powerful. I know it's you. So Saturn and Jupiter are forming a square for the full moon. And that's part of what we're looking at. Jupiter expands its good fortune, its positive energy, it's let's do it. I know it's my planet, it's my birthday, I'm a Sagittarius and all that. However, it expands everything. So there's stuff you don't want expanded, right? And it's squaring Saturn, and Saturn is very happy. Oh, Jupiter's also in retrograde. Okay. And it's in Gemini. Okay, so the full moon's in Gemini and Jupiter's in Gemini. So we're getting double Gemini energy. If that means anything to you, you want to feel into that. And we're going to talk a little bit in a minute about some of the aspects of Gemini energy that I think are really important right now. Now, you are going through this, right? You're passing through like, your little vehicle. Hey, how you doing? Like you're driving on a road to go somewhere. And on this road, there are different tunnels. There are bridges. There are doorways. There are, toll booths. I don't know, right? There are these things that you go through. We are looking at a ton of them. Starting tomorrow, 12/12 is a very powerful energy. And it's 12/12/24. And what is 24? Double 12, right? So there's a lot of interesting energies because we're ramping up. To me, we're both going down into the darkness. We're going down. It's the darkest time of the year for us in the north. I love you people. I have lots of people in Australia and everything. And hi, babies. So you guys are going up to the light and we're going down to the dark. We're getting very close to the shortest or longest day of the year, or the most light or the most dark. But interestingly enough, for people In the dark time of the year, it is the time of light. Every tradition, every culture, every sacred place aligned their pyramids, their temples, their cathedrals, everything to the moon and the sun. Mostly the moon, to be honest, in the beginning, because it was a lunar calendar and it was a lunar goddess culture, a feminine focused culture for not reasons over masculine, but reasons of obviousness. The feminine energy births and so on. And you only know in the past who your family, your parents were by your mother. You don't really ever know, didn't ever really know who your father was. So all of the energies that Saturn has is Saturn's moving forward, Jupiter's moving backwards, sort of, right? So we have that energy. They're going to meet. Here's the full moon. Full moon means what? It means that the sun and the moon are exactly opposite. They're opposing each other. They're like full frontal nudity. Okay. It's just like, woo. And the moon's like, take it all off, let it in. And she's just what we call sunbathing, right? Oh, and then she radiates. This is very sacred feminine energy. So think about taking in first, receiving first. Sacred feminine energy has to be restored. Mysteries have to be restored because you have to understand how to do that. You think, and we were all trained this way, and a lot of history has been this way, that you have to go do it. You have to go make it happen. You have to build it. You have to nail it together and pick up the physicality of it. And the reality is you create in your divine, you create in your womb, you create in your sacral, you create in the moon magic. So moon magic is extremely powerful because it is that inner yin, silent energy. And the dark moon, the new moon, there's no moon because they're lovers. The sun and the moon are together. They're like this, and you can't see the moon because they're hugging and they're holding each other. So there's this beautiful dance, and we're the same. We're dancing with the moon. We're dancing with the sun. Everything has medicine, everything. Magic means that you are reclaiming your natural ability to see more than three dimensions, I guess, the third dimension. Okay, to perceive in any of your 360 senses. They're wanting to awaken. Please do some work to awaken them. All right. We'll have the Intuition Awakening Summer Camp this summer. It's going to be in July. And we've got the Oracle card Intuition Awakening coming in February. And we've got the Wishes Fulfilled, which is taking you through the manifesting process week by week in a group to truly manifest what you want. And we have Daily Magic, which is just going to be there for you to use as you want it. These are the new things going into the snake year. And this is the last moon of 2024. So this is another significant energy. Last is important. Now look at this. In 6 days after the full moon will be the solstice. The solstice is the other cross quarters, right? You've got the equinox and you have the solstice. The equinox means it's equal day and night, March and September. We're still just burning away here. It's just going crazy. I think you've done enough now, but thank you so much. We needed a lot of white sage. And on the solstice, it's either more light or more dark. So it's an imbalance. But when everything is one, which is you are divine and you're human and you're doing this. So magic is accepting who you are. I am divine. I am God, goddess, source, creator, whatever you want to call it. And I am me. And I am here. And I am here to remember that I am the above and the below and the within and the without. And I am here to be a chalice, to be a vessel for creative divine energy to pour through. And I have an opinion. And my opinion, my personality, my likes, my dislikes, my strengths, my wisdom, my whatever, past, present, future lives, whatever it is, it's all available. Time is just fluid. It's a stretchy thing. You can go in the past, you can go in the future, you can gather it all up. Just trust me. So when you have full moon, it's harvest. Goodies. Yay, party time, right? Yummies, goodies. And you don't know what you're going to harvest. You don't know what area of your life you're going to harvest. But if you look for it, you ask for it, you intend it, you start living your life consciously, you are open to whatever you might have imagined and something better that the universe is going to bring you, because it always will if you allow it to, instead of being controlling, like, I want this, like this, like this, like this. You get the gist, you get the feeling, and then you flow with the universe. So the moon with the Saturn and the Jupiter square, we'll go into the square in a minute. The square is a block. It's like you showed up and the building burned down. You can't live here anymore. You can't buy anything here anymore. It's done. It's over. Just figure out a new way. So think about that. Saturn is organizing and getting it right and doing it and reviewing it. And that strict teacher that keeps saying, do it again. Is this correct? Do you have confidence? Did you double check your equipment? Don't go rock climbing without double checking your equipment. Like, it's a lot of people don't like Saturn, but in the ancient days, they had a entire celebration this time of year called Saturnalia. And it was all about Saturn. They were very attuned to Saturn. They tracked Saturn. They had gods around Saturn. They had like festivals. They had a lot of Saturn in their lives because they could feel the strength, the power of this. And it's generally a masculine energy, but everything has both, right? And it's generally a malefic, which means its energies don't do good things for you. And yet I don't buy that. It has both. And it depends on how you see it and how you use it and how you relate to it and what you think of it and what you're willing to do. If you bring fear to the equation, then it will be happy to reflect that fear to you. Okay? This is any relationship, a person, a planet, right? Anything. Even your, wow, we're still going here. Even your, I guess you can sort of see it. Your patterns and everything. Now, I have a very prominent Saturn configuration in my natal chart. So I've lived with Saturn as a very, very big player in my life. And I didn't know or understood how to say that or how to express that until I started studying astrology. And I now understand some of it. I would say I'm a medium astrologer, right? I'm not an expert with 30 years for sure. So the idea, though, of Saturn is a really important one to change. So you might think about, well, what would I celebrate? Why would I go to a Saturn festival if all I ever feel is this karmic taskmaster who's always saying, no, you can't go ahead. No, you can't go ahead. No, you can't go ahead. Well, guess what Saturn's doing right now? It's moving forward. And Jupiter's going backwards. And Jupiter is saying, wait a minute, let's look at what retrograde, what didn't you expand? What didn't you accept more abundance in? What didn't you visualize? Going in retro is always reviewing Mars action, Mercury communication, Jupiter, what expanded, what good fortune was there? Did you miss it? Did you not say yes? Is there something that you missed? Because this is the last portal you're going to be walking on in terms of moons this year. This is a big important time. So I'm doing this like 4 days before. So you have this information, you can start to form it and play with it and think about it and do some stuff, okay? Create an altar just for this full moon. Put out a jar of water, okay? Mark the date and what it is. This is the full moon, last full moon of 2024. So the square means that you're blocked. And it means you're blocked for a very, very permanent reason. Like, it's not just like, oh, let's fix this. It's like, throw it away, turn around, and start to find a new home. So it burned down, it's closed, whatever it is a redirect. It's telling you, stop doing things the same way. Stop trying to go this way. Stop trying to go in this building. Stop trying to think about things this way. Stop trying to talk this way. Stop trying to manifest this way. What is it telling you? Stop. And you need to turn. You need to pivot. It could be a cliff. You've come to a cliff. You've come to a dead end. And now you're like, oh. So Jupiter's going to show up and swoop you backwards to look at where perhaps you could think about, well, this is an opportunity. this is an opportunity. If this is a harvest, then that's about abundance and fullness and moonness. And the full moon goddesses are here. And I know I work with a few of them, but they kept saying the full moon goddesses are coming and the moon maidens are coming. So we're going to have all of this beautiful magic in a few minutes. Now, one of the things, of course, you're inside of the infinity healing chamber. So make sure that you kind of cleanse yourself, you come present, you sit down. You might imagine or sense or feel the temple, and you want to sit in the circle and start to feel yourself here more and more. We are vibrating at infinity. So talk about waves of energy and light. That energy, I don't know, I still feel it right here, like cut the top of my head off. Spiritually, I was saying there's different reasons for things happening. That was definitely some kind of a power cleanse or boost or something. My air conditioner falling off, the breaker went off. So what happened is it yanked it, the breaker went off, and a wave of energy, and my cats and I felt it. So to me, there was a reason for me to receive that. So there's the 3D thing, like, oh, I got to fix all this shit now. Then there's the, oh my God, what did I just receive? And to make sure that I'm seeing it in the right way. I'm not taking negativity into it. However, if there's something I need to do, like go cleanse myself immediately or whatever, because it was too much or it loosened something or what. So I'll be talking to that later today, that energy. Now, oh, hi, Mem Cake. You're in Gemini. Well, you're just having a party now. Now, Saturn is in Pisces. And this may not, I try not to make it too technical if that means nothing to you. But Pisces is a very watery sign. It's a very intuitive sign. It's very fluid. It dissolves things. It doesn't respect boundaries, which is really good, right? So that's why it can see past things. But Saturn likes to build a structure, wants to build a structure. So Saturn's over here saying, okay, I'm moving forward. Let's build a structure. But he's in Pisces, who's going, oh, and kind of taking down the structure as he's building it. And then Jupiter comes like this way. Woo, how you doing? What's happening here? And they're like, shut this lane down. And they square it up. But there's this abundance. So I would jump on the train with Jupiter and say, okay, let's go retrograde Jupiter moment. Let's have a meditation with Jupiter and retrograde with Jupiter. What do I need to review? What do I need to think about? You know, Jupiter represents the ultimate king, the ultimate authority, the ultimate reality, right? It's Zeus, you know? And so you have the opportunity to use like the highest power of a certain kind of energy to help you, right? And an expansive, positive, you know, so I would ride that train. Know that this is going to unfold for a little while, the energy, but this is what we're going into. You're already feeling it now. Now, I love you. I love this. Is it fully hearing you clearly? Oh, good. Hi, Brittany and Eritek and Sarah. And yeah, I tell you what, you buy one of those meters. Brittany, ask me about it, and I'll tell you the website that we got recommended because there's a lot of people selling EMF stuff out there, and I don't know if you can trust most of it. And so we had a doctor, specialist, ancestral woman healer and all different things that I knew recommend the website where we bought all the different EMF stuff for Chris. And the meter just blows your mind. Really does. Your furnace stopped working for a few hours this morning. My AC fell off the. Luckily, I don't need the AC right now. It's really, really, really windy right now. However, we're nice and cool. This is our winter, which means that we're between about 65 and 75 Fahrenheit. We go down to about 19 if you're Celsius, and we hover somewhere around 24, 25, 6, 7 sometimes a little more, but it's beautiful. So, okay, let's go jump into this because it's juicy stuff, right? We've got so many of these energies happening that it seems like I don't want to ignore any of them. I want to like get into a big cauldron with them all and start pulling them together. Ooh, I like you. Oh, I understand you. how will I approach you? Because I had a birthday reading with Donna. Highly recommend Donna Stellhorn. And I'll be releasing a video with her in a couple weeks about the new year, or in a week or so. We're doing a meeting. We're doing a beautiful call about 2024. So you'll want to check that. She's an incredible astrologer. I recommend her highly. And I did my birthday reading with her a few days ago. And one thing she told me was, you're going to have to make friends with Saturn. And I said, I am. I'm not afraid of Saturn or mad at Saturn anymore. And I see Saturn more like one of the mentors I've had in the past that were a little bit grumpy and not too fun, and not lovey-dovey. However, experts, and really taught me a lot and different things like that. However, we were looking at it in my chart and really talking about, because these malefics, as they're called, have power. They all want the best for you, but they are who they are. We also don't know that all the energies that we've been told by the previous generations about the energies of these planets, if it's 100% the truth anymore, if it has shifted and changed, because we're in a new world now, right? And we're new people, and we're waking up to new levels, and we can see things, and everything is evolving. So it's a lot. So we're going to do a solstice show because it's super powerful. Okay. So we're going to do it next week. And I believe it's the 20th, but it's already up here now. And we've got 12/12 tomorrow. Okay. Then you've got the full moon all weekend. It's on Sunday. And then you've got there's something else. Also, by the way, Friday, I forgot Friday. Friday's my birthday, and it's a holiday of light around the world. There's a lot of goddesses named Lucia, or light in some language, and like in Denmark, I think, or Scandinavia and other places, there's a whole little celebration of light with a very soft, beautiful goddess kind of energy. So that's Friday. And then we've got Sunday is the full moon, but you're feeling it already. And then we're going to move into the solstice, which is the 21st, but you feel that beforehand as well. And the solstice is a portal. These are all portals, okay? They're all portals. And so each one you go through, if you get the gifts of the previous one, if you really get the gifts of this full moon, like you go, okay, I'm going to think about it, I'm going to use it, I'm going to define my reality by it, understand what's happening around me, both as a reflection of me and perhaps a past me that isn't true anymore, but it's still got the strength to be creating in your life. That's part of your life. And part of it is the cosmic energies, which don't show up as a personal reflection to you, but your relationship with them is a personal reflection of you. I cannot perceive how you perceive the moon. I can only share how I perceive it, or say what she's saying to do. And then you find your own relationship, right? So these, some of these are still on sale. This one's still on sale, and there's a birthday sale that's sort of up, but will be announced in a day or so. We're getting ready to order the Oracle decks next week. So make sure you jump in. This is still on sale. There's sales that are going to go. It's not going to start till February, and we're going to be giving you other stuff to do. And the daily magic, I'm going to actually send out the first one tomorrow. It got, basically I had to give it up and start over because it was during an internet outage and it didn't record properly. So I've been working on that, but it's very exciting. So make sure you get that. These are all in the shop. So this was supposed to come, the moon. Oh, she didn't put anything about the full moon. Okay, whatever. She was supposed to put up whatever I sent you in the email here about the full moon. So the full moon, we've talked, and let me just ask her to please put up. Okay, So we'll see if Donna will stick those up there. If not, it's okay. But I will move in. So we've talked about some of this already, and I don't need to just read it to you. You can read it. We just talked about that. And we kind of like this. Yeah. So let's look a little bit more at this energy, because to me, this is the most interesting energy specifically about the full moon, because it takes full moon energy. Oh, it's a harvest. It's a light. It's illuminating. You can go into it. There's all these wonderful things, of course. However, this one is telling you that you can't move forward anymore in the same way, like we said, and it's time to forge that new path. And you want to think about that in all the areas of your life. So where is it that it might be showing me to move in a new direction, because there's more abundance in that area? It will expand more easily with good fortune. I would be tuned into the Jupiter energy while I'm looking at, well, where is this redirect pointing me? Because everything, like my guy who put my air conditioners in, he's moved. He doesn't live here. So I was like, oh, for a few minutes, I was like, I have to go through new people. And then I just immediately started to talk to the people that I know, one being my guy here. And I was like, oh, all it means is that I'm going to find new resources, and they're going to be the best, because that's all I accept in my life is the best. And so that's part of my daily intention. I don't mean the best in anybody else's opinion. So the best to you may not be the best to me. That may be the best salmon you ever had, and I'm not eating salmon, so it's not the best to me. Best is my decision of what I like and what I want, not best judging people against each other. So mentally, emotionally, financially, relationships, how is this going to show for you? This may not be a bad thing, may not be a good thing. You want to not look at it as a bad thing. You always want to look at it as a doorway, an opportunity. Where is it getting you to look? Where is it getting you to change? Where is it getting you to step back? Where is it getting you to stop pushing? Where is it getting you to stop judging? Because you can't keep the same patterns and habits pushing forward. If you have to stop, get present, and look around and find a new path. You can't go any further. You came to the edge of the cliff. So all the potentials is that you can choose whatever you want. And this is just a moment when the universe is saying, we're helping you out. It means your soul is trying to guide you to a new path, new perspective, new method, new job, new opportunity, but you must stop doing and being who you were. And this is true for all spiritual work. It is one of the basis of the mysteries, is that you self-realize. You rise out of who you think you are. You stop completely every idea of who you think you are, the way the world works, what's important, what's not. You have to shed that shit and then rise to a higher state of consciousness, and then look at who you are and see more of your truth and decide what stays in your life and what doesn't stay in your life and what's going to fit. And you keep holding, you are the framework for that path of your future. If you do not allow, if you keep allowing old patterns into the path of your future, then the doors that you will see as you walk on your path today are not going to be the doors of joy and enchantment and abundance and wonderful things dropping in your lap and financial opportunities and invitations and joyful things. Those are all there. But there's also all the doors that open up to pain and frustration and everything. The key is you, your vibration. That's what opens the doors. And then being present to see them and being willing to step through them. So with Jupiter, you can say, expand my courage, expand my ability to see, expand my inner vision. I'm ready to expand my good fortune. I'm ready to see those doorways that are lining my path right now, because 12/12, 12/13, the full moon and the solstice, which is 0 degrees of Capricorn. Do you know what that means? 0 is a critical degree. It's a beginning degree. That means that this is critical. This is the start of something. This is the portal to start something very new. And that thing needs to be very cleansed. You do not want to drag your old crap in there, because it can't go. And then you're going to have a whole little drama happening, right? So stop being who you are and discover a new and secret passageway that you've never found or known before. What if what you're doing or pushing or trying or striving or desperate for could be so ridiculously simple and easy, like going, oh, it's right here next to me. Well, thank you very much. And you pick it up and you eat it, you use it, you have it. That is the truth of the universe. We are the ones that have blocked our ability to sense it, and we have been told not to believe it, right? So we have Mercury and Mars in retrograde, although Mercury is getting ready to go direct just next week after the full moon. So the full moon's almost going to be one of that hanging states, you know, when they do that like pause. And they start moving again. Now, all we're seeing is an elliptical flow that looks like that to us, okay? However, the idea that Mercury being your communication is getting ready to go direct again is wonderful. That means on the solstice, you're going to have clear communications. And it takes a few days for these planets to sort of feel energetically like we're really seeing them moving along, because we're seeing them do that, right? Move away from us. Mars is in retrograde. So both of these things are going to be bringing you things to review, to renew, to rejuvenate, to release in terms of action or communication. And Jupiter's in retrograde as far as opportunities and abundance and good fortune. Maybe you missed some. Okay. So Saturn wants to do it right, wants to make the plans, wants to double check, wants to build something correctly. Jupiter believes in possibilities and has fast vision and positive energy. That's where the two are going to meet on the positive aspect. So you look at, okay, they're telling me I probably need to, right? Pay attention, do this, do that. However, what's the power energy right here is those two energies coming together. So think about calling on those energies and how they can blend for you, building a structure, doing it correctly, making sure, having your back, because it's like, I'm going to watch out for you. I'm going to make sure this is done right. And then possibilities, vision, oh, a new way to do it. Positive energy, this is going to work. This is a power blend. So I would be scooping this stuff up, and that's the energy that's going to be in your moon water, okay? The other moon energies, the Gemini and the last moon and all the rest of it, and that. So it's kind of a nice elixir to have, all right? Now, you take these two energies together, brainstorm, and create a new path to some area of your life. Mars is going to be retrograde for a while. That's you have time to go back and look at your actions, redo something that you stopped, that's something you didn't complete, something you need to remember. Could be a project, it could be starting a business, it could be a book, it could be whatever. Take a look at something that was taking an action that you perhaps stopped at some point. There's no limit to how far back you go, and then you say, oh, okay, let's take a look at it. Do I need to just check it off and take it off of my mental to-do list? Do I need to release myself from it? Oh, that's no longer relevant to my life. I don't need to do that. Or is it something you could just do quickly and finish that will give you a powerful, positive energy going forward? Do everything to support yourself. So it's something that maybe you tried and it wants to take you in a new direction. I'm finding that we're being reminded of the skills that we have from other lives, and then how to take those forward in a new direction, blend those into who we are now, who we're awakening to be. We have to remember that every single new moon, every single full moon is an entirely new frequency that has never existed in this galaxy. We are co-creators in this. What energy are you putting into it? So start that. Do that, be that, whatever it is. Let me go ahead and see if I can do a little reboot here and see if there's any relevant information showed up from Donna about, there we go. We'll see if there's any more, and then we're going to dive in and talk to the goddesses of the full moon. So, okay, this is for today. Yes. Okay. Powerful point of release. You can kind of see why I said that, right? So what I do is I tune into the energies, I read the astrology, and then I sit with it and I talk to them, right? Everything is alive to me. And I'm talking to Saturn and Mercury and the goddesses and this and that and what other energies. And I'm thinking about my own life. And then I'm thinking about what's relevant, how to share it with you, what's the most powerful way to empower you with this information. And it's like, well, it is a point of release, because these portals are always an opportunity to leave something behind, to not bring something with you. And the higher you go in your frequency, the higher state you exist at. And David Hawkins, when he wrote the book and designed the scale of consciousness, mine has been adapted and changed a little bit. However, when he did that, he said that so few people on this planet vibrate at the rate of 200 and above. I think that's what he said. No, it's the average. No, most people are below 200, which is maybe that's courage. Yeah, courage is the first power state. Everything below it is a force state. Okay, so make sure you get the scale. You understand what I'm talking about. You move up and down in consciousness all day long, depending what you're doing. And you get to acceptance, you get to happiness, bliss, love, joy, enlightenment, all those other ones, but you're not meant to just sit there. You move. And the point of release is saying that as you go up, it's time to stop taking the stuff from lower states of consciousness with you, because they don't manage well there. They can't breathe up there. They can't exist up there. So then they start creating problems for you, because it's like you're still attached to something on the 4th floor, but you're on the building upstairs, and you're like, I keep getting pulled back. I keep getting pulled back energetically, right? You get that. Use this as a powerful release moment, okay? And so it's setting you up. What's going on here? It sets you up for an incredibly powerful leap in human consciousness at the solar solstice. So the solstice, let me come back to the rare lunar alignment. So this is about harvesting your light, your joy, your presence, your power, your creativity, your voice, and then letting it go, not hoarding it. Bringing it up, filling it with divine energies, full moon energies. Saturn's going to build something. Jupiter's going to expand it, and then let it out. Share it. Let it go. So you do this in the full moon because you're harvesting, you're receiving. But what does the full moon do? She receives, and then she overflows. Then she glows. Then she gives. And the moonlight, the silver ray, is her gift. You do the same thing. So in order to receive the gifts that are here for you, spiritual, financial, love, happiness, whatever, the full moon goddesses are going to play with this. And this is what they said to me. Do magic and awaken your true, full, silver moonlight and let it wash away any heaviness. So I got to make a note about that, because I forgot they said that. It's very fun. Full silver moonlight. All light, all qualities of light, whether it's a color, whether it's a rainbow, whether it's a flower, right? It's radiating a harmonic frequency that has a color frequency, and colors are healing as well as frequencies are healing. And so full silver moonlight is a specific frequency. It's not silver, it's not silver ray, it's not moon, and it's not moonlight. It's full moon, silver full moonlight. So it's a very specific quality within the full moon, and it's to wash away the heaviness so that you can go through that portal and leave it behind. So we did that. Oh, excellent. Okay, so we're done with this, and wonderful. Now let me see. There we go. Let me see what you guys have questions about before we dive into our magic. I can feel them, right? Now can you feel them? I started feeling some energies on my shoulders. I always sense them coming from here or from here, different energies. I call in a lot of them. They're already here when I create the chamber, but this is the ones, these are the ones that are for us specifically. So I know when we're done talking, because I'll start to feel them, they'll start to come in. Hi, Lucille. Oh, thank you, Sarah. Happy birthday. Lona means light in Avalona's name. Wow. And I chose that version of her name because her abuelita's name is Luz, wonderful, light. And they both mean light. So she calls her Lona instead of Ava, song. And Avalona, like we do. That is so beautiful. Thank you for being so conscious with such a special thing. Mm. Thank you very much. Oh, good. I'm glad it's chock full of helpful info. Hi, Marty. So, the energies of this moon, it's important, Marnie. The question you're asking is really in what we just discussed. So, take a look at the square, take a look at that you're in retrograde. You don't do things in retrograde that you want to repeat. So, whatever you decide, whatever you choose, is not for you to ask other people. They don't know. It's for you to sit inside of and see, is this square energy telling you to go a completely new direction? Is it telling you to ask for something different? What is the retrograde energy right now doing for you? Look at all those energies and then look at that. And anybody, we only have Mercury retrograde for about a week longer. So if you can put off decisions like that, unless it's something you want to repeat. Okay. So if you win $1 million, do it during Mercury retrograde so you can repeat it and repeat it and repeat it and repeat it. Don't do surgery unless you want to repeat it and repeat it and repeat it. So, okay, good. Oh, I love this. Lona means light. Avalona. Avalona. How delightful. So, alrighty. I am going to get a big sip because my throat's getting very dry. And then we're going to dive into our full moon magic. So what I want to share is that in the daily magic course that's coming out, it's not live. It's going to come out all through December. So you're going to have different recipes. That's what they told me to call them. And you're going to gather your own ingredients. And so if you haven't joined it and you want to, please email Donna. All this week, we are putting together packages and bundles for previous clients that have been saying, I want this and this course, but can we do this? Or, I have a credit over here or whatever. So we're happy anytime through tomorrow. If you email ASST@nanakasha.com or even hit reply to an email, we may not get back to you till Monday because Donna doesn't work on Fridays. So, however, saying I'm interested in this, and we will give you the sale price that ended on Monday, I think, or whenever it was. So, however, there are some of the things that are still there. And the daily magic is really charming. I've been doing this work for a long time, but I want you to make an altar for the full moon. And I made a video about altars for the class. So you get a bonus video called Altar Magic. And it's showing you altars that I've made and how they've changed and progressed through starting with an idea and then going around and talking to things and bringing more elements into the altar. And then it being a living and breathing altar that maybe each day or different times of the day, or maybe I go for a beach walk and I get a particular stone or shell and I think, oh, this one has to go on the altar, right? So it's a living, breathing thing and it's coming in and it's whatever you want. So do the same thing with the full moon, and you can put a jar of water on your altar. However, put one out under the moon so it will actually encounter the moonlight. And if you don't get if you're cloudy, just hold that intention. It is coming through the clouds. So don't worry about that, right? Okay, good. So give me 1 second to see my new... Oh, this makes me beyond happy. It is the cutest thing I have ever seen. Oh, that's Pusheen. One of my daughters loves Pusheen. That's the name of the cat. It's a little Japanese cat. Cutie pie. So, okay, I'm going to mute myself for a second, and I want you to think about everything we've talked about and about the moon, and light a candle if you want. I burned a ton of white sage, so you can tune into that, or you can start your own and start to feel, okay, I'm going to call the moon maidens want to come. So let me see. I have it here. No, that's the same. I'll look for it while I'm drinking, and I'll so that I can share the moon maidens if we need to. So the other thing is that the oracle card class is still on sale, and it's not till February. And the moon maidens are in there, and the other ones are in there, and so it's a incredible experience that we're going to have together, because it's an intuition awakening. We're going to really work on channeling, and that's going to be our focus this summer too. Channeling being the best word I could come up for, medium, or communication or whatever, but not necessarily like an entity entering you, but you having this clear communication, you being a clear and open channel for that card, for the moon maidens or whoever it is. Okay. All right. Gopal, got it. I didn't realize you lost my picky, so I'll leave my picky up. Oh. Something's coming through me right now for you, Marnie, because you have a lot of resources, so you don't need to go ask other people. The dolphins are definitely there. You have some copal. You need to be burning that as you're deciding something about where you live. And the other thing is what kind of energy do you want to put in this decision? So, excuse me, the dolphins were here jumping, saying, you need to put joy in this decision, not fear, not feel stress, not feel pressure, you got to get rid of all that. You don't want that energy in this decision, because the perfect path is already there. So this is just a matter of you finding it, you tuning into it, and you don't do that from stress. That's true for everybody, right? Yeah. Okay. One more sip here. Thank you. All right. Wow. I had to actually go get some water and kind of gargle it in my throat. So I also was looking for, or felt the call from my citrine and my Lemurian crystal. This is a seed crystal, which is a communicator. And I have to shove these things like behind stuff so my cat doesn't pop them on the floor. So I was like, where is it? Where is it? Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. All right, good. So I've got my obsidian, I've got my Lemurian seed crystal, and I've got my citrine. So whatever it is that you want to do, you can think about doing this altar, this moon intention. Sorry, I'm just turning my air down. Starting like that. What's calling you? They were talking to my heart, but I do this all the time. So you walk around your house, you're going to touch stuff, but you're going to get into the new moon energy. So let's just use Marnie as an example. She has a very specific thing. She's like, do I do this or do I do that? You can have get answers about anything, but whatever you want to do, just like I said to Marnie, you want to do it in peace and joy, and you do it from a place that, wow, this is exciting. There's all kinds of new potential and possibilities for me, and I'm attuning to the optimal one. The door's open for me, not efforting it, not stressing it, not thinking about it 400,000 times, not seeing it as a negative, not any of that stuff. All of that, what if this, what if the money, all of that has to go away, because that is lack of trust in the divine. That is lack of belief that you are divine and you are abundant and that it's already here. It's already created 80 million different places that you could live, 80 million different solutions to any of us, to any of our problems is already there. It's in the potential field. The ones that are closest to you are the ones that match your energy, your concept of yourself. So all magic is done with the intention of a healing, of a wholeness, of a connectedness, and never something for me at the detriment of anyone else, ever. Never, I need this over that person, because you only harvest what you plant and nurture. You don't harvest anyone else's stuff, and they don't get to harvest yours. You're the only one that says, oh, I stopped nurturing that and it didn't grow. Now I have no fruit to eat. You're the only one. And you're the only one that can nurture the path you want. That's why I tell you, go to the end result. Go to how you want to feel. Are you sitting in your future apartment? Are you visualizing yourself there? Are you walking around? Are you waking up? Oh, I love this place. The feeling is delicious. The people are friendly. The land called me here. I talk to the land. I say, where is my sacred sanctuary? Call to me. Show me now. And all of those are the way to manifest, not what do I do? How do I do it? Oh my gosh, here's a pro and con, and here's a this, and this person said that, and that person said this. This is how we were taught. This is not the way you do it. This is why we struggle all the time with decisions that we don't like, and we don't trust ourselves, and we don't know if it was the right one. And of course, that's the way we're going to feel because of what we've been living in. So you go sit in your new apartment, you go sit in you sit there in your mind. It doesn't matter. You create one scene that has the feeling of it's done and it's over and I'm in the best place ever and this is so awesome this happened. Whatever that energy is, that's the first thing you embody. And then all of the energies that you need to know here in this moment will start to connect you to you in that moment. And that's where the wisdom comes from. That's where the energies comes from. That's how the doors open. But pushing from this side, and this is a great example, thank you, Marnie, because we all have these things in our life, and this is how we were taught, and this is how I lived my life. Make it happen, make it happen, make it happen. Worry and think and double check and make sure that I'm, okay? So make your full moon altar whatever it is that you are ready to harvest. And remember that if you're like, woo, thank you, I'm here, you're here to harvest whatever that divine energy has. And you're going to watch it pop up in your life. You're like, oh, wow, look at that. Oh, wow, look at that. Oh, look at that. Because my contractor and my other little lady who was here both told me separately, oh, you know what you need? You need not metal brackets, you need a concrete shelf. You need a concrete thing for the air conditioner to sit on, because I live on the beach and everything rusts. I don't care what you buy or what you paint it with, it rusts. That's just the story. In fact, a gate this man put in with hinges fell off in my hands in front of him. So to me, the charm of all of this is he's standing there and he fixed it. He went, oh, I'll go buy some hinges and fix that for you right now. And, so the fact that he was here and these things were all hanging around, waiting for days for people to show up and they're not interrupting my trip tomorrow. It's just there's this synchronicity and a beauty to it, because I know the end result is I'm happy, I'm peaceful, people help me, the best always comes to me, and a whole bunch of other wonderful things. Okay. So you're going to want your intention. Your intention is to first fully be grateful and receive. And then we're going to go ahead now and talk to some beautiful beings. So let me see. I thought I had. No, keeps opening the same one. Here. There. There she is. Yay. Okay, good. I'm just beyond excited because we just decided on a printer. All right, and I'm moving towards a publisher for books and for other things. So the oracle cards may end up at a publisher. However, right now we printed them here and sold them out, and now we're printing them so that we're going to get a whole bunch, and they're going to be available in boxes and all beautiful. So it's just so exciting. So we're going to just take a peek here, look for the moon maidens, and they can come and hold space for us. Here you are, my beautiful friends. All right. Muy bueno. So I like to hold things. I put some of them under my computer. I'm sitting next to an altar. There's another one there and there and there. You don't have to have all that many altars. Just pick a small spot for it to be specifically a full moon altar. It can be separate from the other altars, okay? I want to teach altars now. It's very fun, very fun. The information I just recorded is really fun for that. And my obsidian is really, wow. I can feel this obsidian really pulling. So whatever the power hit that we got this morning, wow. Felt a bit like a sci-fi movie where the reality split or something moved through our timeline. But the fact that it wasn't just me, if I was just by myself, I'd be like, wow, I felt that. Chris said, I didn't feel it, but the AC turned off. But I was sitting next to one cat this close, looking at my other cat outside. And I know cats, and that was how they act when you're about to have an earthquake. They felt it. They were like, so we are in our pathway. 1212 is tomorrow. I want you to just think about that is a master number. And 12 is a beautiful number because it's represented in sacred teachings over and over. That the 12 represents a wholeness. It represents all the aspects of you and a lot of other things. But it's a mastery thing. So it's a portal for mastery. And we're going to really design the sacred space now. We acknowledge the golden and silver light that has created a temple of light above and below us. And we're wrapped in the all-seeing eye. Thank you, Horus. And we're surrounded by the sphere of light, the hologram of love, the Akashic Ascension sphere. And we are at infinity. And as we are vibrating between the worlds in the super sacred space, we now call on the moon maidens. And we ask the magical maidens of the moon to bring their temple here and to surround us within it. We're here for the full moon. We're here for the full moon ceremony. We wish to perform full moon magic. We ask to connect with you now. So as you can see here, the magical maidens of the moon, they're dancing. They're all dancing. They're separately dancing, and yet they're together. There's a unity, and yet there's a full expression of each and every one of them. They're dancing in the moonlight, the full silver moonlight. And there is a sense of all senses, sizes, awareness, all beings, all of these divine sacred energies. They hold the mysteries. They're the size of flower fairies or devas. They hold the mysteries with the priestess of the moon in the middle. The moon illuminates emotions, and because it follows cycles, this is a peak of a cycle. And we ask for this moon temple to allow us to enter with open hearts and minds, ready and willing and open and receptive to receive graciously and gratefully all the moonlight silver all the divine, loving, healing energies that are ready for my body, mind, for my finances and relationships, that are ready for every aspect of me, Gaia, and all walking this path. Illuminate, bring clarity, divine, luminous, silver, full moon medicine. Now reflect on your heart's desires, because this moment is a moment of release as you move through these portals one to another. And when you arrive at the solstice, you will be standing at an enormous and powerful portal. The earth energies will have reached their full moon peak. It takes them 6 days for the earth waters to shift in reaction to the full moon. While we see the ocean change the tides on and near the full moon, it does not penetrate into the deeper waters of Gaia or your body for 6 days after the full moon. And this is the day of light. This is the day of the opening, the sun. The moonlight energies of the full moon harvest will rise through the earth and meet the darkness and the light. They will open a 0-degree Capricorn portal. See it there ahead of you. See it in front of you, down the road a little ways. The moon maidens dance around you now. You're in the silver moon goddess temple. Ishel has arrived, and she is pouring the silver full moonlight down on you. Ishel, the Mayan moon goddess of rainbow, women, fertility, and medicine. The first goddess. The goddess of your divine ability to receive and birth and continuously create. You receive this, it pours into you, it fills you up. You taste it, it's illuminating your innards, your organs. Everything is illuminated within you now. Now we have dark moon Lilith. She is here. She is the dark moon energy. She is the shadow priestess. She is the goddess of first woman. She is the goddess of first wife. And she said, no, my freedom will not be shackled. And she walked away. And she holds deep power because she maintained her sacred connection to earth, sky, moon, and darkness. Dark moon Lilith says, you have the power now to enter that deep, dark place. And I'm opening it for you. Because your pathway has met its end. Jupiter and Saturn square, and they burn down the path. The road is no more. It's time for you to seek a new way, a new perspective, a new direction, a new thought, a new you. And I am here because the full moon illuminates your way, shows you the harvest you have and the strengths you have and the wisdom you have already claimed and that is ready for you now. Yet you must go deeper because you have buried so many powers. You have buried so much wisdom. You have buried so much strength. And there's no way for you to make it through this portal that is coming because it takes all of your strength and wisdom. Your soul designed you. You are divine. You are supported. There's nothing you don't have, but you don't believe it because you fear your own darkness. And you must enter your own darkness. You must go deep in your sacral and grab huge, enormous handfuls of your creative powers. You must drink them. You must digest them. You must believe in them. You must listen to them. You must co-create with them. And if you don't, you are handing your power to everyone else walking in the dark. And you don't want them deciding your life for you. That time is over. The age of Aquarius is here, and the age of Aquarius is not one for rules. Believe it or not, it is not let's make more rules for the good of the all. It is let's free everyone to be themselves, to understand who they are, to be their dark, to be their light, to be their power, to speak freely, to express creatively, and to drag us out of the pits of hell. There is no need to live in this anymore. You can instantly walk in peace and grace and beauty and open those doors that Akasha was telling you about. You can open the doors you wish for. Stop wishing. Enter the darkest door that you know of inside of your heart because you have no reason to fear yourself. You only fear yourself because you were told your strength was not appropriate, but it is. It is yours. It is your life force. It is your power. It is the secret that you are missing to create the reality, and you are here to create a world. That world has a piece in the puzzle of the whole world. And unless you wish to walk the path of everyone else's darkness, then get down in there now. And this is the perfect time. Ishel will pour the silver moonlight on you and around you. You will glow. You will radiate. The more you receive, the more you will glow. The more you will see, the more you will reveal. And the moon maidens dancing around you, holding full moons in their hands, holding them above, holding them below, lighting everything. But they only respond to frequencies above willingness. You must move higher and higher and higher and choose it and know it and no longer let yourself languish in the dark because of some past thought. Thoughts are things. Let them go live their life somewhere else because the dark is your secret power. And now is the time to open that dungeon, to free that beautiful being, the real you. And I rise and I dance and we play together. Selene, Greek goddess of the moon, beautiful watery goddess of divine wishes and flow, sacred mysteries of the Eleusinian, Demeter. All of these now, we ask you to bring this growth energy, to shine the illumination of this full moon on us and all the seeds we have planted, on those things that are of good energy, positive, good fortune, increase and abundance in the areas that are optimal for me. And I know that my higher self, my I am presence, my body elemental, and Gaia are here now, guiding and choosing where this divine energy is poured. And the other plants, the plants of fear, we ignore them and they shrivel and become food for the light. Celine, rock us in your beautiful arms. Show us the moon. Enter our womb. Light our Genisa crystal, our 8 original cells, and illuminate our soul's blueprint. Sit here with Celine, Ishel, and Black Moon Lilith. See, receive, release. Be the 4th corner with these 3 divine sacred energies. Now you have reconnected and you are sitting like around a sacred fire with these 3, and you are holding the 4 corners of a sacred pyramid. That pyramid is your I am. Now you have been infused with powerful divine energies and light, and you are in a sacred temple. You can return here anytime you like. Return here every day or before you go to sleep. Travel with these divine energies and allow your very highest possibilities, full of joy, harmony, peace, success, love, resources, friends, opportunities, support, strength, clarity, flexibility. Feel free to declare what you wish for, but not from a place of not having it, but from a place of having already received it. I receive all of this and I know it is done. It is mine. It is here. I accept the abundance, the growth, the bounty, the plentitude, the illumination, the beauty, the expansion, the good fortune. Thank you, thank you, thank you for this sacred place, this sacred space. May this circle be open, yet unbroken. And the beauty of this divine sacred magic and these energies, this message, go with us in our cells, radiating through our aura, guiding our thoughts and our minds and our actions and our feet and our touch to the most delicious and beautiful magic that falls into our laps, opens and blooms with ease and grace, and lines our path with beauty, fun, grace, respect. And inspiration. Releasing the sacred space, knowing that I can tune back into it at any time, in any place. I've downloaded all that is optimal for me at this time. And I give thanks and maintain a clear connection to these guides and these energies. I have taken it in through my mind and my brain, through my aura and my informational field, and I've taken it into my chakras, and it is downloading now in order to guide me. I surrender all that I've received, this wisdom, to my highest self and my body elemental. And they take this and move me forward. And I listen in each moment. And we work as a beautiful team. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Breathe yourself back into your room and your body gently. Take your time writing your notes, acknowledging your feelings, making sure you take note of all communication you received, feelings, thoughts, temperatures, interruptions, images, pictures, whatever. Allow that to permeate your life. Thank you, Moon Maidens. Now, I want to remind you, yes, Marty, go, 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 go. Where can you buy Copal? Oh, you didn't buy any from me when you were here. I don't know, hon. You're going to have to resource that online, I guess, or in your local shops. I thought you had bought some of the incense. I had all that different incense here. Manifest in my heart in its full capacity. I feel that it is done. Full capacity for you, what you require, what you love, everything to please you. Because as the goddess, as the God, as the creator, when we are full and satisfied and pleased, whoa, thank you. The Copal fell out of the shell and started to burn my oracle card book. Oh my goodness, that's so funny. Thank you for cleansing us. Thank you, Lucille. I love you guys so much. So I will see you next week. I am going on a birthday fun, and I'm going to DZ, Sibyl Shaltun. I don't have the page yet, but I want you to think about if you feel called to come for Mayan Magic Retreat in March. It's going to be a little bit like this. It's going to be a little bit different. The dolphins are going to be a different retreat. They're going to be 3 days learning infinity light weaving, getting certified in it, and working with the dolphins, kissing the dolphins, doing all the really fabulous stuff we do, and doing the healing work with and on the dolphins. You will be attuned to the dolphins then, and they will be working with you. This is a very specific thing they've been telling me is coming through for 3 years at least now, and they finally told me yes. The Mayan Magic Retreat will be before it over the equinox, and this is what we're going to do. We're going to go to Sibyl Shaltun. That's the place near me that you may have seen me show you that has a temple with an arch, and I went there at 5 a.m. When they open, they only take a certain number of people. You go in at 5 a.m., there were stars and the crescent moon, and you stand in the right place, and the sun rises through the temple door. This was an initiation site for the ancient Maya, for their priests and priestesses. It was required for them to have a sacred solar initiation. It hits your forehead, it hits your third eye. And then we were so blessed to have these incredible guides there that worked for the National Trust. So it was kind of a shock, but they told you where to stand, and you were a fair distance from the temple when it came up. And then after it went all the way through the doorway and you no longer saw directly, they guided you to walk forward a certain number of steps. And suddenly now it rose again through the doorway. And again, we did that 7 times. We got 7, I'm getting chills, solar initiations, walking step by step. I'm going to share more about this next week. And that is going to be so incredibly powerful that it blows away anything we've done up till now because of the energies. Now we're also going to, so there's 2 days that the equinox energies do their little thing. And we have to do, when they open, we have to do that. On the other day, we're going to go to Chichen Itza. Now, I never took a group to Chichen Itza before because it's very popular. There's a lot of people there. I like to go to places I can go alone, or I can go where there's not a lot of people, or I used to get private access, and you can't do any of that here, and you can't climb anything, and you can't touch anything. So it's been off my radar, but they called me. I went, spent 3 days there. It is absolutely exquisite, the energies that they showed me. And that's the place where you see the sun make the sacred serpent Kukulkan come down the temple on the equinox. So there'll be a ton of people there. It won't be private, but we're going to do that as well. And weather permitting, we will create the weather magic. We will see the serpent come down. Now, both of these have such sacred, incredible sacred powers that you can't even imagine, right? So I'm going to see Beal Shaltun tomorrow morning. I'm going to sit on the Temple of Venus. It's also where I met the prosperity dream weaving grandmothers and the watchers. And so I haven't been able to go there for about 8 months because they've been closed. So I'm going to reconnect to the grandmothers. If you've been in any of the classes with the grandmothers, you're going to receive some beautiful energies from me. And it's 12/12, so we're going on that date. And I'm going to be, of course, talking to the land to see what other medicines and energies we will do when we're there. All right. And then we'll do sacred ceremony, and we'll do some of the cenote rebirthing with the sound healers. So we're going to put together just about 4 days of really powerful experiences like this. And that'll be over the equinox. And then there'll be the dolphin light weaving energy healing opportunity. So that's coming in March. If you're interested, just keep it in your mind. The dates are somewhere around the 17th for maybe 10 days. Just think about like that. And we'll get the details to you. Something else I'm being called to explain. Yes. Okay, let's do it. I've only got a few minutes till my appointment is coming next. I've been doing lots of work with private clients. So my birthday sale does include a spiritual mentorship. It's 3 months, 6 months, or 9 months, whatever you like. And it's on special right now. You basically get one session free. It's $333 off. And so I'm going to be opening up some conversation times. But if you know me and you're interested in that mentorship, you can WhatsApp me, right? And we can talk or we can text organically. And there's, of course, sessions available for you to buy individually. This is a time of year that people often feel that they want to know what's the new year hold for me, a new year reading. For me, it's birthday, as well as just the portals and the big energies. And there's other things happening this time of year, right? The holidays aren't necessarily a happy time for everybody, or people are having their first year or second year, and somebody died on near Christmas. And, these kinds of things become very intense. So this is another reason to learn to clear and cleanse yourself. And the Infinity Light Weaving is going to be doing that for you very powerfully so that you don't carry and take on everybody else's energies. Woo, woo. Okay. So, gosh, I feel like I'm supposed to go. I'm going to just mention this, and somebody can remind me another time. This is a new teaching. This is from the Wishes Fulfilled Weekly that I'm going to share with you these divine principles, right, as we're moving forward. So if you want any of those new classes, remember, email us and say, I want to bundle these, or I need a different payment plan, or whatever, and we're going to give you the gratitude sale price, even though it's not on the website anymore. Okay, just keep that in mind. If you go look at it, just email Donna and we'll work something out with you. Make sure you can do that. So there's a difference between imagination and visualization, and people don't understand the distinction. And I'm finding for some reason it's really important. I've been explaining this to my private clients. Visualization is a receiving of a vision. It's a receptive mode. It's a sacred feminine action. It is something that you visualize because you're receiving something. You're seeing it. Okay? You imagine you're sending the energy out. And imagination has been so belittled and stomped on and ridiculed. And then you have brilliant, amazing people like Einstein and Walt Disney and these people who created amazing things and thought outside of the box and stuff, saying imagination is more important than knowledge. It's more important than this and that and the other thing. And we might compliment someone by saying, you're a man of imagination. Way to go. You envisioned this future, and here we are. And we're so grateful to you. And then you can say, oh, it's just your imagination. That's so silly. Your imagination is nothing. Don't be a little girl. Okay. So you need to find your way back to the power of that. It's a wand of immense power because it is how you create everything. So Marnie's going to go imagine herself in the best possible place ever. You're not going to get caught up in the details. It doesn't matter. You're going to know how you want to feel. And you're going to let the universe do its magic to fill that in and bring you magical opportunities that you would never find if you were trying to figure it out with your little old brain. Now, you don't have a little brain, but we all have a little old brain compared to the universe and what it can do. Okay? So start to realize the distinction is not that if you start to say, oh, well, what would it be like to be in my apartment? Well, I like windows and I like a view and I like quiet and I want a peaceful this. And, okay, these are the things I like. So this is what I would start to do. We call that visualization, but it's actually imagination. And it's important to understand because imagination is informing sacred energies. It's informing this field out here. It's informing the mother. It is impregnating the mother with what you want. So you're going, oh, that's interesting. Oh, I would like that. That might be fun too. How would that feel? Oh, it would feel like that. What would feel better? You keep creating. You don't have it perfect. It's an organic thing, whether it's a new apartment, a new love, a new relationship, a new identity, a new feeling of peace every day, whatever it is. Okay. So that imagination has to become one of your most important tools. You might call it visualization, and you may or may not feel good at it, or you may or may not. But a lot of people say, oh, I can't visualize. And that's not true because you've imagined your entire reality into form. Okay? So this is what you imagined into form. You visualize when you start receiving. So it becomes this beautiful infinite flow. Okay? Those two distinctions. All right. I can't wait to replay even two. So have a beautiful week. I'm going to be sending you all beautiful energies, and I may not be in touch until next week, but we are going to do Solstice together. And please share. I would love this, and I would love to know any place you think would be a good place for me. Maybe you can recommend me to a summit or to a podcast or to a show as a guest, or you can tell me about a show that says, wow, you really resonate, because I like meeting like-minded people in my field of bliss, and maybe they could come on my show and vice versa. So have a wonderful and beautiful day. Make sure you ask me about the Oracle cards. Don't worry if you don't order by next week. We are ordering more than we need. However, it's going to make a difference where I ship it, right? Okay. And if you are in the Oracle class, of course, Donna will be sending you a message, but we need your shipping address, right? Instead of maybe your billing address might be different. So that's something to come. And what a bountiful season. What a beautiful experience. What a wonderful day. Thank you for sharing this moment with me. It will be always with me forever. And I feel very blessed to know you, to have you in my life. Oh my goodness. Can you see this? Can you see this? Hi, Boo. All right. Michelle wants to say hi before we leave. Hello, baby girl. Hello, this is Michelle. She's our moon goddess. They can't see your face. There's your face, sort of. There you are. Hello, Ishel, baby girl. I gotta put you down now, okay? There you go. Okay, I'll put you over here. You don't want to get down. Okay, I got it. She just sits like this a lot. Okay, thanks everybody. Namaste.